Okay, when you look at this problem first, you might think to yourself, why did I ever sign up for this stuff? I don't remember myself doing that because this looks so difficult to tackle. But you know what? We're going to try it. The first thing we need to know is what do we do when we divide by a fraction? Okay, so like if one thing is divided by a fraction, what is that going to give you? Well, let me explain. So for example, let's just imagine that you have a 6 and you're dividing it by 2. Okay, so divide by 2. Well, 2 is the same thing as 2 divided by 1, right? Agree? That 2 divided by 1 is 2? Okay, but 6 divided by 2, that's supposed to be 3. Here's what I do. Instead of dividing, I am going to multiply by what's called a reciprocal. Okay, so just bear with me. What the heck is the reciprocal? The reciprocal is when you switch the top and the bottom. You're going to get 6. Instead of division, you're now going to get multiplication by 1/2. But what is 6 times 1/2? Well, okay, think of 6 as 6 divided by 1. How do we multiply fractions? Straight across, right? So 6 times 1 is 6, and 1 times 2 is 2. But what is 6 divided by 2? That's 3. Do you see that I get the same thing? Okay, so the conclusion is when you are dividing by a fraction, switch the division to multiplication. Okay, that's number one. And then in the second fraction, switch the top and the bottom. All right, if you can remember that, you'll be golden. Okay, let me see if I can type that. So don't worry about Dismas complaining because I just want you to see it clearly instead of me writing it. Okay, so first I'm going to switch division to times, then I'm going to flip the second fraction. Okay, the first one I don't change. The second one is the one that gets flipped. Okay, once I did that, now I have multiplication, and now I can multiply straight across, and I also am gonna factor things. Okay, all right. First, I'm going to think about, okay, how do I factor x squared minus 4x minus 5? Okay, the product should be negative 5. Okay, it's not that hard to figure out which two numbers multiply to negative 5 and add to negative 4. I think that would be like negative 5 and 1, right? So this is going to be x minus 5, x plus 1. Always check it by foiling, okay? Now, on the bottom, we want two numbers that will multiply by 5 and add to 6. Okay, so that's super easy. That's just x plus 5, x plus 1, right? Okay. Then we're going to have multiplied, okay, the top. What's the top of this one? So here we need two numbers that would multiply to negative 5 and add to 4. I think that would be 5 and negative 1. So x plus 5, x minus 1. And then this guy, we want two numbers multiplied to negative 10 and add to negative 3. That would be negative 5 and 2. So x minus 5, x plus 2. Okay, again, think of this as like one lone fraction. Now, what can cancel? Okay, let me bring this back up here, and I'm just going to make this a one lone fraction. What can I cancel? What is it that repeats on the top and on the bottom? Well, x plus 5 cancels. Also, x plus 1 cancel. Woohoo, look at that. And x minus 5 and x minus 5 cancel. And all you have is x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. Now, I really like that. That's so much better than the original expression.